Throughout the California Classic portion, only 3 games here mind you, he did put up 17.7 points per game, 8.7 rebounds per game, nearly 2 blocks per game, and actually over 2 blocks per game, let me correct that, 2.3 per game in 3 games played. Once again, very impressive and very telling about his defensive ability at his height and versatility on the defensive end as a 6'9" forward. Yes, even can be a small ball center at times. And between all of that, the defense, offense, scoring, simply creativity, and how engaged he has looked on the court, really on both ends of the court, it's definitely caught the attention of many Laker fans, with many hoping that they sign him to their team and maybe potentially be a two-way contract. Though I hate to break it to you, but they really can't do that. Even if they wanted to, they simply can't offer him a two-way contract. If you're not familiar with two-way contract rules and two-way player eligibility, you can't be signed to a two-way contract unless you have under 4 years of NBA background and a certain amount of game limit too, both of which Darius Bazley does happen to be over. Being a 5-year NBA pro, playing the majority of that time with the Oklahoma City Thunder, also playing with the Philadelphia 76ers, Phoenix Suns, and Utah Jazz, amounting to 237 total games here, and that's obviously too much for a two-way contract. So like I said, even if they wanted to, they can't give him that two-way contract. If they want to sign him, or if Darius Bazley hopes to make their team, it will have to be through their 15-man roster. And well, there could be a pathway to do that if they want to go that route. Like we've talked about here on the channel, they do have a non-guaranteed contract in their team, that being the contract of Shake Milton. They could simply waive him and therefore open up a spot on their team. But do they want to do that for Darius Bazley? Are they keeping it for a maybe better fitting free agent, maybe a more proven free agent, rather than somebody that's simply showing out on their summer league team? I think that's probably the route for them, but then again, I wouldn't completely rule out Darius Bazley here. He's definitely impressed in summer league, and like I said, if he carries us over to the Las Vegas portion of summer league, maybe that might make them reconsider and actually invite him to training camp and potentially onto their 15-man roster too. Yes, still does tend to be very sporadic offensively, isn't a reliable three-point shooter yet, which is the thing that he has to improve offensively. I mean, if you're not a traditional center that's a great lob threat, great rim protector, switchable defender, and actually can play center full-time, then you pretty much have to have a three-point shot in the modern NBA. Which up until this point, Darius Bazley is not proven to have, at least not reliably, only being a 31% career three-point shooter, which I'm sure you've heard summer league reporters or announcers talking about, that kind of being the stain on his offensive game. Apart from that, is actually very creative and actually a pretty good finisher around the rim, even being a pretty good lob threat, and does have the ability to be a small ball 5, but doesn't have the ability to be a full-time 5, and really can't fill that role as a long-term basis for a team. Can in some matchups, but can't in others, and therefore has to find more of his niche in a different area, which will involve three-point shooting and having some kind of reliability with it. But if you talk about his defense and what he's shown directly with the Lakers Summer League team, it's definitely a very unique characteristic, having the ability to truly switch 1 through 5, which he has shown and is showing once again in Summer League, being a very good rim protector. Like I said, blocking over 2 shots per game in Summer League so far. Yes, only 3 games played, but he's shown this before too, even at the NBA level. During his NBA career, averaged nearly 1 block per game and only 23 minutes per game, per 36 minutes translating to 1.2 per 36 minutes, even having years where he blocked roughly 2 per 36, like back in 2022-23 for example. And then on top of that, even like I said, can switch, can truly match up, and even for the entirety of a game, match up with 2s, 3s, 4s, then switch onto centers and even play 5 in some matchups too. That's definitely the intrigue here with Darius Bazley. And well, I think that would be a lot more intriguing to the Lakers if they didn't already have a player kind of like that, with some similar struggles to go with it. That player being Jared Vanderbilt. Much like Darius Bazley, is very unique and very switchable and very versatile on defense, having the ability to truly defend 1 through 4 on the court, even better than Darius Bazley for that fact. Even at times can play small ball 5, but then can defend the point of attack as well. But then offensively, having some of the very same struggles and primarily with the 3-point shooting. Has shown some ability, has shown some good moments, but ultimately comes down to being an unreliable 3-point shooter that's even an offensive liability on the court at times too. Now overall, I would put Bazley above Vanderbilt offensively, whether you're talking about shooting ability, scoring ability, ball handling ability, creativity on offense, and pretty much everything. I definitely would put him above him. Though regardless, they do have some very similar struggles, primarily again with the 3-point shooting, and until Bazley gets above that and above Vanderbilt significantly, enough to put him above him not only offensively but comparable defensively, I'm not sure that he's shown enough to overtake Vanderbilt's spot, and I really don't think they want to have two of them on the same team. Two guys that really can't be relied on offensively, mainly from a 3-point shooting standpoint again, but if they're playing off the ball and don't have a kind of elevated role within the team offensively, what do they do out there? We've already seen it time and time again with Jared Vanderbilt, so how do you make both Vanderbilt and Bazley work within an ideal rotation? I'm not sure you can, so that's probably what they're thinking about here, even with Bazley showing out and showing that he should be on an NBA team. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.